Okay, grade 5, let's start our session for today. So this is the summary of concept 3.3, protecting Earth's resources. This summary will be uploaded to your Coursera account today, and I'll tell you when it is already uploaded. So let's start this concept 3.3, protecting Earth's resources. Every day we use materials from the environment. Some of these materials, such as air and water, keeps us alive. Yes, other materials such as metals and plastic, they make our life easier, like mobiles, like laptops, like the cars, and so on. So some materials we use are resources found in nature. So they are already found in nature and ready to use, like the water, like the air, also the sunlight, other materials made by people using natural resources, like the mobiles, for example. The people take some materials from the environment and mix them together in a special way and special industries to make other things that we can use. So the word natural resources like water, trees, and aluminum, they are materials that come from Earth. So the term natural resource means that this is something that comes from Earth. It is already there. Okay, so now we have a table that divide the resources into natural resources and resources made from natural resources. So the natural resources like the soil, like plants, water, air, fossil fuel, sunlight, animals, and the minerals. The fossil fuel, this is like petroleum, oil, gasoline, and coal, or these are natural resources. Okay, guys, then to your right, these are made from natural resources, like the paper bags. Paper bags, the paper was made from wood from a tree. Yes, the people cut trees and use the wood to make paper. The tree is a natural resource, but the paper isn't. The paper is made from natural resources. Then what about plastic cups or anything that is made from plastic? Plastic was made from oil, which is a natural resource. The oil is the natural resource. It's a type of fossil fuel, while the plastic isn't. The plastic is made from natural resources. Also, the glass vase. Glass was made from minerals that are natural resources. Minerals, yes, they are natural resources, as we mentioned, but the glass is made from natural resource. Okay. Without natural resources, Earth would have no life at all. Yes, because the natural resources help life or sustain life. Misusing or overusing natural resourcing, misusing means using something in a bad way, or overusing means using something more than usual. So again, misusing or overusing natural resources can be made or can damage the environment, yes, and they change the natural systems. Okay, to your right here, this is a picture of a landfill, and this is the place where they dump the garbage and bury it under the ground. To your left, this is cutting trees in order to make other stuff like paper, for example. This is called deforestation, removing or cutting trees. Okay, let's move to the next page. Some resources are renewable, means it can be renewed, like water, food, and trees, but others are not. Okay, so let's see what about renewable resources and the non-renewable resources. I know we have talked about this in the activity, but now we will take it in detail. So the meaning of renewable resources, they are natural resources that can be replaced naturally in a short period of time. So yes, we use it and we take from it, but it can be replaced in a short period of time, unlike the non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources, non-renewable. So these are the natural resources that either cannot be replaced once they are used up. So once we use it, it cannot be replaced, or it will take millions of years to replace what was taken by natural processes. Okay, examples of renewable resources, the energy sources like the solar energy, the wind energy, the hydro energy, or the energy of the water, using the water to generate electricity, for example, and geothermal energy, using the heat of the ground itself in order to generate energy. The non-energy resources like water, wind, air, soil, plants, animals, and sunlight. All these are examples of renewable resources. What about the examples of non-renewable resources like the fossil fuel, as we said, coal, petroleum, natural gas, and wood as well. Non-energy resources, all the types of metals and their ores, their origins. All the metals are non-renewable resources. The nature of the renewable resources, they are sustainable. Sustainable means they are found in unlimited supply. We can rely on them for a long period of time. Okay. On the other hand, the non-renewable resources, they are exhaustible. Exhaustible means they can be burned and end up. We can burn them to get energy and they end up. Okay. Then the presence. The renewable resources, they are in unlimited quantity. They are found in unlimited quantity, can be used for infinite period of time. Infinite means endless period of time. While non-renewable resources, they are found in limited quantity. They are going to run out of use if they are used extensively. If they are used too much, they will end. This is the non-renewable resources. Then the rate of renewal, as we said in the first part, the rate of renewal is greater than the rate of consumption. What this sentence means, we already use both renewable resources and the non-renewable resources, but we said that the renewable resources, read this part again, can be replaced naturally in a short period of time. So what was taken will be replaced in a short period of time. So the rate of renewal, the rate of producing more or getting more of this natural resource is greater than the rate of what we use. Consumption means taking something or using something. So what we use from water, or for example, or the sunlight, is much less than what the sun produces from the sunlight. But look at the non-renewable resources. So the rate of renewal is lower than the rate of consumption. Yes, we use coal, for example, or petroleum stuff or petroleum products. We use it more than what we get from deep in the ground from the oil rigs, for example. That's why it's non-renewable. Environment friendly means it do not pollute or harm the environment. Yes, renewable resources, they are environment friendly. Yes, as no harm done to the environment because of the use of renewable resources. What about the non-renewable resources right here? Actually, no, it is not environment friendly because huge harm or pollution done to the environment because of its use. Yes, when we burn the coal or the natural gas, it produces smoke. This smoke contains harmful gases that will harm the environment and the living things, even humans. Yes, for sure. So till now, this is okay. Any question in this part before we move on? Okay, grade 5. Now let's move on. So what is a renewable natural resource? We will talk more about the renewable natural resources. These resources that are restored by the nature over a short period of time. This is replacing what was used, what was consumed in a short period of time. This type of resource is much better to use. Why? Because it's often a resource that renews so fast that it will have restored by time we have used it up. This is like the solar energy, for example. This is much better to use because what we use from it will be replaced by the sun. For example, when we use the solar energy, we will get more and more because the sun is always shining and it sends us that sunlight energy all the time. Okay, solar energy is a resource as the sun is ever shining. Yes, it's always shining and the solar energy never runs out. So this is a renewable natural resource. The second one is the wind energy. Yes, the wind blows all the time. So these are the windmills, the huge fans that are placed on Earth. When they move, they generate electricity. Wind energy is another renewable resource. We cannot stop the wind from blowing, so it is ever present, which makes it a renewable resource. Moving wind is used to generate electricity. Okay, what else? The plants. Plants are also used to grow for food and manufacture products. Yes, some plants are used in industries and they are used as food. They are also renewable resources. The trees used for timber and furniture. Yes, we use the trees, the wood of the trees to make the furniture. The cotton is used for clothes and fabrics, and food crops such as corn and wheat, rice, milk are planted to and regrown after the harvest is done. So we use it frequently, and what we use is compensated or replaced by new plants, right? Okay, then what? Animals. Animals are also renewable resources because like plants, we can breed them. We can farm or make a farm of animals for the animals. We can breed them to increase their population. The livestock, like the cows, sheep, chickens, they are all renewable resources. Yes, we can grow them more and more to increase their populations, right? Okay, then what? The water, yes. This is already known. The water is an important renewable resource. Water is very important renewable resource. There is water on Earth. Do you remember we said that about 70 or more than 70% of Earth's surface is covered with water? There is water on Earth in various forms, as a liquid in the oceans and as a solid in our polar ice caps and glaciers in both the North Pole and South Pole, and as a gas in the clouds and water vapor. Water is used to get hydroelectric power, like this dam right here. The water behind the dam moves through these turbines or huge fans that when the water flow, it started to move fast. And this generate electricity, which we get from water. So the water is used to get the hydroelectric power, which we get from the water flowing through dams. This is renewable resource. Here, just the flowing of water is used as a mechanism to generate electricity. Then we have the soil. The soil is also a renewable resource. It forms from weathered rocks and bits of dead plants and animals. Do you remember the weathering of rocks? Yes, the weathering of rocks makes soil, which is a renewable resource. Before we move to the non-renewable resources, any questions about this part? Guys, all this is clear? Okay, Kareem,
Yes, mister.
so far so good?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Was my hand?
Oops. Yes, Kareem?
I said, was my hand raised?
No, I just wanted to check on
I
you.
thought I raised it
No, no,
accidentally.
no. It's okay. Thank you, Kareem. Okay, then let's move to the non-renewable resources. These are the ones that take millions of years to replace what was consumed or used. Let's see, non-renewable resources, they do not replace themselves in a reasonably short period of time. So they take a long period of time to compensate or replace what was used. They include resources that are mined from Earth. The word mine means dig deep into the earth in order to get these minerals from deep down below the Earth's surface. Metals that are made from minerals. Some metals are made from minerals, yes. Some metals that are used in making electronic devices like the laptops and mobiles, they are very rare, means they are found in a very small quantity, like silicon. Most of the energy that we use comes from fossil fuels. Yes, the fossil fuel is like natural gas, oil, and coal. We will need to reduce our use of the non-renewable resources to meet the energy needs of the future. So what this means, this sentence means that we will need energy in the future as well. So we need to reduce our use of the non-renewable resources nowadays in order to have some of these non-renewable resources in the future, because we will need more energy in the future. By reducing our use of fossil fuels, we can also reduce the amount of pollution that goes into our environment. Yes, when we burn the coal or natural gas or oil, so it gives off smoke and harmful gases to the environment. So when we reduce or use less of these non-renewable resources, means we will take care of our environment, because we will stop or reduce the amount of smoke and harmful gases that will be released to the environment. Non-renewable energy sources, as you can see from the picture, they are like oil, the fossil fuels. All are fossil fuels. The oil, the coal, the natural gas, they are fossil fuels, and also the nuclear energy. All these gives us energy, which is the fuel of life. Yes. Okay. Then let's move to this part. Renewable resources can be used up if people do not use them responsibly. Okay, wait just a second. You said that renewable resources never end. Yes, we said that renewable resources, what was taken is replaced in a relatively short period of time. But what will happen if we used it extensively or more than usual, that it couldn't be replaced or couldn't replace what was taken? In this case, it will also end up, yes. Water is one example. Pollution has made a lot of Earth's water undrinkable. Yes, pollution has reached the water and it became polluted or contaminated, and we cannot drink it. Pollution also from burning Pollution also from burning non-renewable resources such as coal and oil can poison the soil and cause plants and animals to die. Yes, this pollution, when we burn the coal and the non-renewable resources like the fossil fuel, it gives off some materials that can poison the soil, make the soil poisonous or toxic. So it will affect the plants and the animals, they will die. Renewable resources can be destroyed in other ways as well. Forests can be destroyed by deforestation. Repeat this word after me. Deforestation, you know the term, you know the forest. Forest is the place where there are huge trees in a huge area of land. Okay. Forestation means building, means growing more trees or planting more trees. D means destroying or harming or cutting. The term deforestation is when too many trees are cut down. This is called deforestation. So this is how the renewable resources like trees can be damaged. Deforestation, when too many trees are cut down. Blowing wind and flowing water can carry away soil through erosion. Yes, the wind itself, when it blows strongly, and the flowing water from the rain or rivers, it can damage the soil. It will carry away the soil and cause erosion. If we eat more fish, this was mentioned in the previous activity, if we eat more fish than that are replaced in the ocean, so the fish will become rarer, they will become less in number, and the fishing crews will catch less. So this was a renewable resource. If we did this misusing or overusing of this, it will become rarer. So how can we prevent this? One way to prevent this from happening is to use these resources more carefully. Take care and watch out how you use these resources. This is called resource conservation. The word conservation means protection or taking care of something or saving this thing. Conserve means to protect or not wasting a resource. Do not waste it. Use it wisely, okay? If we conserve a resource, it may still be available when we need it later. Yes, if we saved some of these resources and used it wisely, then in the future, we will find it available. Okay. To conserve resources, to protect and not to waste the resources, you should remember the 3 R's. What are the 3 R's? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Again, in order to conserve or protect any resource, we need to remember the 3 R's. Reduce. Reduce means use less of something. Reuse means use something again. And recycle means to turn the old things into new ones. So again, to conserve a resource, we should remember the 3 R's. The 3 R's, which are reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce means use less of something. Reuse means we will use it again. Recycle means we will turn the old things into new ones to use it again. These are the 3 ways to conserve or protect resources: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Okay. For example, let's talk about paper that is made from trees and the plastic bottles that is made from oil. Okay. What about paper, like the paper bags and the paper that we write on it? How to reduce the use of paper? By using less paper. Print on both sides to reduce the amount of paper that you use. Instead of printing on one side and leaving the back of the paper empty, we can print on both sides to reduce the number of papers that we use. Also, what about reusing? By reusing a paper, you know the presents, when you wrap a present, you can wrap it in a newspaper instead of new papers. Also, draw on the blank sides of all the papers from school. If you have some old papers and the back of it is empty, you can draw on it or use it. This is the reuse. What about recycling? Recycling means it gets used, recycling paper, it gets used to make new paper. Fewer trees need cutting down. So when we recycle the old papers, we will help in producing the new papers from the old one. In this case, fewer trees are needed to cut down for producing paper. Okay, what about oil plastic bottles? We can reduce the use of plastic bottles, drink from a fountain or drink from the sink. Yes, we can drink from the sink or from a fountain instead of plastic bottles. Reuse the plastic bottles, wash them and fill them again. Fill the same one with water again. So this is the reuse. What about recycling the plastic bottles? Plastic that gets recycled means that less oil is needed to make new bottles. We reduce the production of new bottles. So we are helping conserving oil as well. Okay, guys, till now this is understood. Any questions? This is our last page. Till now, so far, so good. Any problems? I think there is nothing new than what we studied in the activities. Guys, this is clear? Any questions? Okay. So this is the last page that we will study today. Page number 6. Okay. So we can help protect Earth's land, water, and air by following the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle of conservation. Okay, number 1, we can reduce the amount of natural resources we use. Reduce means use less of these natural resources. We can reduce the fuel used for heating and air conditioning by adjusting the indoor temperatures to use less heat in cold weather and less cold air in hot weather. So this is, the AC, the air conditioner, it can be hot in the winter and it can be adjusted to cold air in the summer. So can we adjust it to use it less than what we use right now? Also, we can design cars that are more fuel efficient. Fuel efficient means that the new cars right now, they are inventing new cars that will use less amount of fuel in order to conserve these fossil fuels and encourage people to use these types of cars. Use refillable water bottles. Refillables means you can refill these water bottles instead of plastic water bottles in order to reduce the use of plastic. Drive less, not to use many and more fossil fuel. Use both sides of the paper to reduce the cutting of trees. The second way to conserve natural resources is reusing materials that save resources. Reusing means we will use these materials again and again. We can use washable tableware instead of disposal cups and dishes and plates. Yes, instead of using the plastic or the paper cups and disposable cups and dishes and plates, we can use the ones that can be washed again and again. Use the old t-shirts as cleaning rags. Yes, if there is an old t-shirt that you would throw away, you can cut it into small pieces and use it in cleaning. Reuse cardboard boxes to mail things. Yes, we have a lot of cardboard boxes that we can use it several times in many things. Wash and reuse plastic takeout containers. So the plastic takeout containers, we can wash it again and again and use it many times. This is the reusing. Then what about recycling? We can also save resources by recycling. Recycling means turning the old things into new ones to be used that can be reused in new ways. Like what? Separate trash from recycling pickup or bring paper products, plastic, glass, and metal cans to recycling centers. So the trash can in our house, we can divide it into parts. These parts, we will put apart the paper products, plastic, glass, and metal cans to give it to a recycling center to recycle this stuff again. Recycling reduces the amount of energy needed to make things and reduce the amount of garbage we produce. Yes, the recycling, we already know that in order to make some plastics or glass and metals, it need energy, it need high temperature, for example, or mechanical stuff in order to do it. So when we recycle these products, so less energy will be needed to make new ones of these, and also reduce the amount of the garbage that we produce when we recycle some of the garbage, so the amount of garbage will be less. Also, bring electronics to recycling center, recycle plastic bottles. So when the laptop is already done and I throw it away, I might it do not work anymore. So I might bring it to a recycling center to reuse its parts instead of throwing it away. Also recycle the plastic bottles. This is a way of recycling, wash them and use them again, or turn them into new products. Look at this picture right here. So first, putting recyclable objects into a recycling bin, like the glass, for example, making something new out of resources that have already been used. We can make new bottles from the old ones, or using an object again, either for its original purpose or as a new one. Yes, we can use the bottle as it is, or we can use it in a different way, like this one right here. This glass bottle was broken, so the lower part was taken as a pot for this plant or flower. Okay, grade 5. So we stop here at the end of page number 6. In the next period, we will study the pages 7, 8, and 9. So till now, this is understood. Any question about this part, guys? Okay, guys, thank you very much.